This guy over here.
This guy,
There's a smile.
Maru. Yeah, the teammate of Mouts. We saw him earlier. He did display a Leroy. I believe it was two Leroys in that matchup because Hapon also did a Leroy. So it was a Leroy mirror. But he was able to 2-0 Hapon. So he is... I mean, he has... Look at the characters that he's displaying right now. Add a Leroy to that mix, you'll give your opponent a tough time to predict who you're going to pick.
And one thing that we have to take note about this matchup is the last time they faced each other in the Nationals was in the championship of the season finale.
Exactly.
Season 1 finale.
People were, came in droves to watch that match, and it was a barn burner. It did not disappoint. So, look at this lineup of characters. It looks like Tekken Tag 3, to be honest. Look at that 3-tag system.
Right.
Game record 7-12. You know that Maru can turn it up when he's having, when he's firing on all cylinders. And I have to say, it was quite a journey for Maru, especially in the season finale, because he had to qualify. He had to face Prime for him to be able to face AK, and he met AK at the first stage of that tournament.
Yes.
And he did meet him again in grand finals.
AK was his alpha and the omega.
That is
true. In a poetic kind of way. During that, during the playoffs, and Maru was able to rest for a while. This was the one it was, I think it was him and Apon who opened our program for today, and after that match, he was able to rest, and here comes a fresh Maru off the face AK.
There he is.
Okay, finger
hearts, thumbs up, dab.
With the
All right. So let's talk about him resting, actually, because we spoke about this offline, that Maru did take a hiatus from the game due to the current situation that's happening. And when he came back, he started streaming, he started adjusting, he started using Leroy. So maybe that resting actually does rejuvenate your playstyle and your tactics. And based on the quick performance he had against Leroy, against his former fellow teammate and fellow Leroy user, he's very effective with that Leroy.
Yeah. Well, he was able to display that during the first match of the day, and if he could pull that off against AK, maybe turn it up a notch, he does have a good chance of taking this win or today.
And just a little fun fact, and you can shine some light on this hotkey. Maru and AK were actually former teammates before the Nationals, am I right?
Back in Playbook Esports, they were teammates. Maru had to go into as you mentioned, a long hiatus due to some personal issues, personal reasons. And now that he's back, he's donning black and yellow, or black and gold. Sorry for that, black and gold. Under brand ePro.
Whoa!
Yes.
Is that an Asuka?
Yes, he does have an Asuka.
Are you kidding me?
Well, if you were following his streams, you would know that he did play Asuka at one point.
He did. I'm just so surprised. I thought he'd stick with a Leroy. But we're seeing an Asuka, ladies and gentlemen. AK going with a Falcon Rom. Nice sidestep to open things up. Good punish there. And Maru is, I don't know if this caught AK off guard. Excellent punishment there. He has an Asuka. I know one of our casters that loves Asuka, and he's probably flipping out that Maru picked Asuka. Oh, inner strength. Finds its target. Bancho dance for the splat. Tries to go for the low there. No. Oh, 4-4 though. Oh my goodness. Down forward 2-3. Finds the mark there. Wow.
Reversal. Oh no.
Nice. Oh, he was able to nullify the rage drive there. But yes, as you pointed out, that reversal, that is something AK has to worry about because Asuka can time you out there.
But then again, Falcon Rom has elbows and knees, which you cannot counter, cannot reverse. So that's something that AK can take advantage of.
Nice soccer kick there, pick up. And now AK getting out of the wall situation, but my goodness.
Exactly what I was talking about.
It's a gamble, especially if your opponent has a read on you. You are stuck in that reversal stance for a long time.
Follow up
See,
there, make a.
oh,
Whoa.
rips the two string there. Now both of them spacing each other out, finding some advantage, but AK finds his back is against the wall, fights his way out of it. Goes for that knee. Maru being able to punish that. Another one. Okay, goes for that burning lantern. Oh, wow! 2-1 and a
The
key
key
charge in
charge!
true Maru fashion.
Of course, Maru had to spend his meter just to close the distance so he can, deal the final blows of the match. And that is
Hmm.
something that he was able to accomplish.
Hmm. Very true. Tries to go for the wheel kicks there. Oh, can finds its mark, and now Maru able to push towards the wall, stops in its tracks though, making AK just stutter just a little bit, and Maru
And
with another
another
key
key
charge.
charge.
This man,
It's
this
making a
man.
statement.
Mm-hmm.
Making
Yeah.
statement.
Asuka, actually, um, Asuka, one of the picks that Maru predicted that would be chosen in the Nationals. I didn't think he'd be the one to don an Asuka, so that got me off guard.
That's why he predicted it.
Exactly.
I mean, looking at the roster, you'd actually think it would be Nature Lover who
Mm.
would bring out an Asuka. But looking at
I
how Maru used Asuka, it
mhm.
suits his playstyle and the environment.
Mhm.
So
And it totally null. Well, I mean, with the threat of the reversal and his punishments are on point. It really displayed that yeah, he can bring an Asuka to high level. And if come to think about it, if you put Nature Lover, yeah, Nature Lover would be the most viable to pick Asuka. I would pick Dojin to be the
or
second most
Dojin,
viable to
yeah,
pick Asuka.
Dojin.
Exactly. But Maru, he'd be the. I'm like, nah, maybe. I'd actually think he'd pick like a Josie because he did don a Josie in the first season. But still sticking with the Asuka. And now let's see if AK goes back to Shaheen.
And
And
he
he does.
does.
Ooh,
It's
Mishima Dojo.
that's very practical of AK.
Mm-hmm.
Not using his main. That's very anime of him. Not using,
Mm.
being in his final form.
That's true.
Right.
Doesn't want to put all his cards on the table yet.
True.
Again, it's just the first day. Maybe he wants to just have a feeling out process throughout this, throughout the nationals, and then he'll when it's business time, he brings out the business casual Shaheen.
Of course. Of course, that signature costume of Shaheen
Hmm.
that we all
Exactly.
love.
Again, I like how both these two are just spacing each other out, not really committing to anything big yet. But look at that, AK finding his opening, gets that Altair hop kick. Tried to go for Magic Carpet Ride, but no one home. Back three. When in doubt, Asuka
Good,
players,
of
it's back
course.
three.
Back. And that's a good spacing for Maru,
Mm-hmm.
and the punish was
True.
really on point. It wasn't able to follow up that roundhouse
Mm-hmm.
kick.
Chipping slowly at the legs, going for the just splat there, but look at that AK, going to capitalize on that wake up. Look at this. Going to close it out? Yes, he does.
Went to the safe option, of course. Ended it with the magic carpet ride.
Mm-hmm. Almar is slowly adjusting, changing up his timing now. He was trying to fish out for those reversals, so let's see if he'll be able to land a successful one. Because Shaheen doesn't have as much elbows and knees as Fakumram does.
And again, of course, that inner strength is safe
Mm-hmm.
and leads to a huge combo. That is
For
what
sure.
Maru is taking advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, he knew he was going to go for that low. Watch out mid. Nice movement by AK. Backs against the wall, but it doesn't matter because he closes out that second round.
It's as if he knew that he'll be able to close it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he puts himself in a very dangerous position, as long as he
Mm-hmm.
was able to avoid that, the final blow of Maru.
Ooh, and the inner strength you were talking about, Hot E, is able to land in favor of Maru, but look at that AK finding a launcher of his own. Answering back and pushing Maru against the sidewall. Skyline to follow that up. Nice punch there once they block the Altair.
Of course, Maru.
Oh!
Oh! Countered.
Yikes, big interrupt on the Rage Drive Burning Lantern there. But wow, AK was ready, adjusting to Maru's Asuka pick.
Ending it in style with the dreaded rage art, of course. Classic AK that we saw
Hmm.
there. A no round round. Was
Hmm.
it? It was, right?
It was a no round
It
brown.
was. It
It
was.
was, yeah.
Right.
So
So
far, the
yeah.
score is 1-1 for Maru and AK. So very interesting because AK in the Nationals in Conference 1 and 2, he's not known to jump up the leaderboards right away. He's just there in the top three, top four.
Mhm.
So again, feeling out process, but once playoffs hit, and he has a huge mark on his back because he's performed so well in that type of environment.
And that's the strategy that we have seen AK pull off in the last two conferences in season one. He doesn't go all out during the season, but
Hmm.
he pulls the pedal to the metal once he goes into the playoffs. That's where he gives it his 101%.
And
And I
I'm
think that
sure that. Mhm.
yeah, sorry.
I'm sure that a lot of his opponents can attest to that, where he goes into his final form during the
Yeah.
playoffs.
And so far it has worked for him
Hmm.
very effectively.
So let's see what Maru is going to. Still with the Asuka. Okay, respecting the Asuka pick.
Mhm. I think and also you can notice that Maru has been abusing the cans.
Mm. Yeah, inner
I,
strength,
I haven't
can
seen
reversals.
anyone duck it yet
Mm.
through the series.
Round one.
Or sorry, I haven't seen AK duck it yet.
Mm. Yeah. True.
Ooh,
Wow. Big launch. All right. Maru with the heel kicks there. Look at this.
good
Forward
bait
two.
from Maru. Classic yet an old yet effective Asuka strategy.
Mhm. Yeah, and wow, what a wild sequence, but in favor of Maru because AK's in the red, but he can capitalize that red in just a split second. Oh, wow,
Ooh,
down four to just close that one out for anything. And obviously a key charge is the cherry on top.
signature Maru we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Miscalculation and the distance for that hop kick punish, but here comes AK again for another chance.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, gets the balcony break.
Downstairs to
Damn,
another
once
wall.
Ouch! Devastating damage, Hot E. Nice break on the Weezin. And AK's got throw breaks of his own. Can. Couldn't get the launch. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Down 4.
Round three.
Nothing too fancy. AK just wants to close it out, inch by inch.
And it was almost over there for Maru after that very mutilating combo from AK.
It was from
Another break.
balcony break
Oh!
to wall. Oh no! Okay, Maru able to get himself out of that wall break situation. Again, splats him, gets the other wall. Oh, tried to go for something funky there.
Yeah, of course, a good punish from Maru.
Oh wow! Grabs him out
Counter!
of the power crush. Wow. Okay. Still, no one's back is against the wall, but AK slowly moving to his left, wanting to capitalize on the real estate. Down 4. Nice duck!
He was awake! Wasn't able to punish it properly!
Maru is at match point.
Fight.
Really taking it to the champ. Everyone's stepping up their game in this season of the Nationals.
Whoa!
Wow, backed away just to bait out the reversal, and now AK with his punishing combo. Inner strength and Hot E. I believe the wall is over there. Didn't
Wasn't
capitalize
able to
on.
break it.
Not quite. Maybe saving it for later. Doesn't even need it. Who knows?
And a
Oh,
hop kick!
and
Oh,
AK is going to
9
capitalize on it.
3/4
Watch
there.
out. Woo! Our first double Luigi. This is Hottie and Potch Spice versus double Luigi, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big moment. Slowly chipping away. Trying to regain the momentum of this matchup, but oh man.
Of course, another
Demon Slayer.
miscalculated punish.
Wow. Oh, whoa, watch out. Now splats him
Maru
against
be
the wall.
able to turn things around.
AK capitalize on this. It could be it, and he does. Wow, 2-1. AK showing everyone, making a statement. Even though everyone's leveled up, he is still the champ.
What a day, and what a way to kick off the National Season 2 Tekken 7 Conference. Welcome, guys, to the post-game show. Once again, I am Nika, and joining me right now are my favorite flavor of fries, hot and spicy, pot spice, and hot E. Gentlemen, what a show! There is a lot to unpack over here, but we're gonna try to summarize everything that happened today. First off, what was something today that surprised you guys?
Watch,
Hot E, do you want to? Okay, I'll
Okay.
go first. No, I can go first.
Okay.
What surprised me the most was probably the new players and how well they adjusted. Shout outs to Rock and Roll. He was really able to take the fight to, I believe that was Vermilion. What a close matchup with him and Jules. Him against Vermilion, him against Jules. So that's one of the surprises I was able to witness today.
Okay. And of course, my turn. First of all, happy Leroy Day to you guys. And
Yes,
well,
yes, lots of Leroy's.
it was exciting to see Pika, Coach Pika, showing us the ropes there, and the other two coaches, Coach Bouts and Coach Nature Lover.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the most promising new faces, apart from the three, the most we are the one that we are most unfamiliar with, of course, Rock and Roll really did do great today. Going against Vermilion and Jules, he really did show us how what his king can do, and I'm looking forward to more matches for him.
Yes,
Off
definitely.
him.
And Rock and Roll also had quite the impact on our audience. He had a little fan club going on for him there.
Yes, he does.
He did, and also I think backstage as well. If I'm able to peel back the curtain, but people going wild backstage for him. So
That's right. So, anyway, talking about these new faces, what are your thoughts on our newbies over here at the Nationals? Rock and Roll, Nature Lover, and of course our good friend and former caster Pika. How far do you think you can go, and how do you think they fare against the current roster, the rest of the players in the Nationals?
Watch.
well, it's a really tough position to be in, especially with a given situation. They really took the call to arms, and I don't think they would be here if they weren't formidable enough. So again, a game like Tekken, where all the characters are, they're all viable in the right hands. All these new players really pose a threat, and I don't think anyone should just overlook them, even though they're not a new player. And also the fact that they've also been around even behind the scenes gives them a bit of edge and experience in this type of tournament and stage in the Nationals.
And something to add to what Watch said. I mean, these newcomers aren't really that new. At least Pika and Nature Lover. They have been part of season one of the Nationals in a way. So I would say that they are no longer strangers to how we run the Nationals and to the environment that we have here. And yeah, again, I would say that Rock and Roll is the dark horse of this season, and we're putting a lot of. I hope it doesn't put a lot of pressure on him, and continue for him to continue, the way as he was, playing his earlier matches, but continues to progress with things that he needs to improve.
That is very interesting. Poch, do you have any bets on who the dark horse might be for you for this season?
Wow, I'm not a betting man, but you know what? Rock and Roll was like a pick for me, and I think he's the dark horse, one of the new players. But you know what? I gotta go with my boy Pika, like caster loyalty. Let's go with that, because again, I always call him and Jules like Terminators. They're slowly downloading. Sure, you may win with them today, but push them now, and they'll strike back tomorrow. So I think they're going to go back to their mad lab and just start formulating game plans here and there. So that would be my dark horse pick.
That's right. They're still downloading things. Give it a little bit of time, and by later on in the season, you might be surprised at what comes out of you from the brothers Lozano, right?
Exactly.
Now, what about the clear heavy hitters? Who are the clear heavy hitters for you this season?
Ron, you want Hot E? Do you want to take this one first?
Of course, the reigning champ, Still have high hopes for him. AK. Second, of course, is Stojin. Um, if I had my top three, it would be it would be uh, AK, Dojin, and probably a tie between Vermilion and Maru.
I
All
agree with
right. What
that.
about you, Poch?
I agree with that. It comes down to who's hungrier. We all know who the top dogs are. It's also apparent if you compare the scores of today with the scores of last year that you know what the top dogs are up there. It's clear they have targets on their back, but you know what? Then it's a long road till we get to the playoffs. So anything can happen, and anyone can get toppled over if they get caught sleeping. So it's really important for everyone to keep watching the Nationals each and every day as these players progress towards the playoffs.
That is absolutely right. And now, just to wrap up everything, your best highlight of the day, if you had to pick one, what would it be?
Oof, that's a good one.
You go first.
Mike, me? I have to say the rolling death cradle that was pulled off by Rock and Roll because I was able to talk to him and he said that expect some rolling death cradles and for him to pull it off in such a high level and with such high stakes it's something to admire and I'm pretty sure that someone's gonna clip that.
What about you, Ron?
Okay, I would like to go with that too, but no, let's not. I mean, I would say that match. It's not an actual moment, but that last match between AK and Maru. I mean, these two has the last time they, as mentioned earlier, the last time they faced each other was during the finale of the previous season, and I know that Maru is really hungry for a comeback, and he almost got it. You know, bringing it to a double Luigi in the final match. That is something that says a lot about how Maru wants the championship, how he wants to score, and how he wants to even things out with AK.
Absolutely. That match was really intense. I mean, I took my eyes like 2 seconds away from the screen. Something new happened, something turned around. It was definitely one of the most exciting matches for today. And Rock and Roll, a clear, I think a fan favorite, definitely, if our audiences, praise and cheering on. I think they called him the King of Mandaluyong.
Yes.
If that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're seeing these personalities come out and we're seeing how the Nationals Season 2 Tekken 7 Conference can take shape. That about wraps up our first day. This is a first day high over here. And of course, you can catch the Nationals on One Sports on free TV and One Sports Plus on pay TV. And of course, online via the Nationals GG Network and One Sports Facebook pages. You can also catch up to the Nationals on YouTube. We are youtube.com/the Nationals PH. And of course, our social media, if you haven't been following already, it is at PH Nationals on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hadi and Poch Pies, awesome job today. Thank you so much. And of course, thanks to everybody watching. Thanks to you. And stay safe out there as always. I have been Mika, and this has been the Nationals.
Omega National Champions.
Omega, Rocket, 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 Rocket,